Hey there everyone, this is Lucky70X. Welcome to the second part of the finale for Okamiden. In the first part, we defeated Akuro, we saved the world, but at the cost of Kurao's life. And indeed, he passed away in front of our arms. Really sad, man. This is right after I finished recording it. I'm still a bit like, man, it's so sad. But we still have some exposition left to go. Unfortunately, this part's kind of weird because it sort of sets up... I'm just gonna go ahead and say it right now. This is where the game really starts to set up a sequel. And Capcom, why you no make sequel? Why you set up plot and then never deliver a sequel? You better finish this plot someday. Because there are questions that this game's going to pretty much blatantly ask us that obviously need to be answered someday. But we'll see what happens. You'll see what I mean later. But anyway, Kuni calls his mother and father. We're back, obviously, in the present day now. Everyone's back home. Our journey is over. But just as this journey ends, apparently another one needs to begin. Too many Ks. Kuni needs to figure out his destiny. Man, I'm not used to saying Kuni. He's been gone all game now. I don't even know how to say it. But Kuni needs to figure out who he is, because indeed, who is he? I mean, he's his vessel light. He's the perfect vessel light for Akuro. He was able to wear Nagi's armor. There's clearly something special about him. Obviously, we don't know because he has amnesia from since the time Susanoo rescued him back in the past, as we saw. But and Susanoo wants to know this. He's like, "You're my son, dude. You don't need to find your destiny. Your destiny it's with us." But of course, that's just not how it works. A boy needs to find his destiny. If he is truly something greater, he needs to know, man. People need to know their destinies. You can't just stay in one place. Eventually, all kids need to leave home someday. That's what Pokemon teaches us. And that's what this game teaches us, apparently. But I suggest you probably wait till, you're a bit older than these guys are. Probably not the best idea to go leave and participate in wild animal fighting when you're 10 years old. But, yeah, Susanoo wants something else. He even goes as far as to disown Kuni. That's kind of harsh, Susanoo, man. I had a lot of respect for you, but you're being a little bit of a douchebag here, to be honest. I mean, dude, the guy needs to find himself his destiny. And apparently he's not going to name himself Kuni anymore. I mean, he doesn't know his real name. He does have a real name. Kuni's the name that Susanoo gave him. And, yeah, man, this whole ending is just so emotional. The whole Kuni leaving, when Susanoo and Kushi being really sad about that. The whole death scene. There's going to be even some more sadder scenes closer on. And Kushi sort of leans over, and Susanoo is just bawling his eyes out. He can't show his tears, but he knows that it's right for Kuni to leave. He knows that eventually children need to leave. And unfortunately, yeah, that phrase right there, when you lose something, it's possible to get all of it back. Man, who is Kuni? His journey. I want to know what his journey is. I need to know more. Capcom, why? Someday he will come back, hopefully. Hopefully. I need to know how this journey ends. And then we get this whole little tidbit right here. And yeah, Susanoo eventually agrees that yes, it's best. And we'll wait here for him. And here we go. About to drop the bomb. All three of us. That's right. Kushi's legit pregnant this time. Not some sort of adopted kid, but like an actual kid. Holy crap. Who is this kid? Who is this boy? Why are you staring so closely at her stomach? Susanoo, that's kind of creepy. If it's that raises some questions right there. Is Kuni actually Susanoo's son? Because, if it's a boy, they're going to call him Kuni. Is there some... I mean, this game has touched on time travel a few times. It's very possible that, Kuni could be actually Kuni. And there could be this whole time travel shenanigans and stuff like that happening in the future. Who knows? Who knows what his true name is, what his true destiny is? For all we know, he could be Nagi. For all this time travel stuff they do, there could be this, crazy cycle where he could actually be Nagi. That's a theory I have, actually. I mean, he's able to wear the armor. He has Nagi's bloodline, according to Master Anura, so... Who knows? It's a question, like I said, that's not answered in this game. This is how they hint at a sequel. They're like, we're going to tell you who Kuni is in the next game. And then they never gave us a next game. Crap. Haha. That actually pisses me off. I really want to know the end of this plot. I really want to know what they were thinking. And unfortunately, at this moment here, where Kuni's like, I'm sorry, boy, I have to do this alone. I mean, he does have to do this alone. This is his journey. He has, well, I guess that's kind of bullshit. You can take your dog with you, come on. I mean, come on, having a guy that can have brush skills is probably an important thing to have. But, no, he wants to make this journey alone, and you know, it's understandable. Yeah, you can respect that. And then we get this scene right here, where you can see his resistance just break. He's like, no, I can't leave without a goodbye. And then we get this really tearful hug. Once again, more crying and more sad music. Why is this game so sad all the time? I don't know. I'm starting to lose my voice. I've been recording both episodes now, and these are long episodes too. But there we go. Kuni finally makes his leave. And someday, yes, I'm sure someday you'll see us again in the next game. If there ever is a next game. Who knows, man? Who knows? I hope there will be someday. There needs to be a more Okami. Come on, Capcom. You love us Okami fans. We love your games. Finish the plot you started. But, of course, now that the sad's over, it's time for some happy. It's time for Miss Shakuya, or Sakuya. I love doing her little girl version. Shakuya, I'm Shakuya. Boy, I'm weird as all heck. But yes, Saku is here to make us all happy again because apparently she's hot, and that makes even Chibi being a dog is affected by the hearts. And all of a sudden, you know, oh, I just lost my two best friends, but I don't care. I'm gonna be happy and dance and bark and be happy because, you know, that's just what I do. I hope if they make a sequel, they have like a Chibi versus Waka moment, because boy, Chibi needs to give Waka a beating for making that Corral clone. That's just mean. And then, of course, to ruin the moment even further, why the hell he always shows up to ruin everything? What the freaking heck, Isun? What are you doing in a giant flying saucer, you crazy little cricket thing? You crazy little man. And I guess this is how to tie the two plots together in the end. Because Isun's like, I made a flying saucer that go to the celestial realm. Excellent. This is the thing that he found in the ruse and that he had Jen built. So loose ends being tied up there. That's the machine he built long ago. Had nothing to do with the main plot. Just has to do with the ending because it's just freaking weird and really unnecessary. But yeah, he's in a flying saucer. I don't know how he's piloting that thing while he's bouncing around, but apparently he can. And basically plot, he's going to the Celestial Plane and reuniting with Amaterasu finally. Once again, hints for a sequel, obviously, because the sequel will probably have Amaterasu and Isun. Although, if they have a sequel, I'd love for it to have Amaterasu and Chibi Tarasu as playable characters. That'd be awesome. Because Chibi is coming with him. The two of them he's gonna go visit his mother. He's saved the world, and he's deserved some time up in the Celestial Plane with the other gods. He's done his duty. And it's time... No, not really. I'm a guy. And yeah, I would love to see some interaction between Amaterasu and Chibi Tarasu. I mean, they're supposed to be mother and son. So, yeah. The two of them are going on a journey to visit Ami. Once again, that's gonna happen next game, if there's ever a next game. Who knows? But, there we go. That's the conclusion to Chibi's story right there. They're off to visit the Celestial Plane. So, Chibi's story is now complete. And, to wrap up the game, we get a little bit of, looks at the other characters, actually. So, as you're going to see, we're going to get a little bit of glimpses to everyone else. So, Kagura, she's back doing her performances, still being super pro. She's saved Cyan City, and now she can give theatrical performances without no guilt. She's able to reunite with her parents and follow her dream to be the world's best actress, and the world's best Miko at the same time. So, happy ending for her. Nanami, she's just sort of slipping around. She didn't really have much of a plot. She got her jewels back a long time ago, so who really cares? And she's just sort of swimming around, having a good time. Why are you in Agata Forest? Why is Agata Forest still flooded? What? Why? Go back home! Go home, Nanami. It's been 9 months. Go home. No, apparently she lives there now. Whatever. And Nampuku, 100 years in the past. He's still eating. Eating all the things, all the time. Because he deserves it. He helped save the world. He broke through the time-space barrier to save our lives. Even though he really didn't accomplish much of anything, but that's okay. We still love you anyway, my Nampuku. You're still a cool guy. So, yep, that's the three partners. And we get a little tidbit at the little girl. Hello, little girl. Ayami. That's really her name, right? It's been so long, I forget. But she's able to run. She's super healthy. She's making her way to the city like she always dreamed she could do. Super happy. Super awesome. Super full of energy. It's a good thing we saved her life. Real good thing. And then, of course, we get this scene of the Scholar Lady obviously pining over Karao's loss. Apparently she knows that he's dead now. I guess she sort of has like a little grave next to Sujiwara's grave for him. She even has his flute sword. Oh man, next game, Scholar Lady of a flute sword ninja. No, obviously not, but yes, look, find him. I don't even understand the romance between these two. I'm just gonna not even bother. Not even gonna bother. Not even gonna bother. But there's the other characters' plots. Only one character obviously left, being Kuni, obviously. And this is where the game really just like really strongly hints at the sequel. Just so strongly hints at the sequel. You'll see in a second. But hello, Tree. How you doing, Tree? Doing well, Tree? It's good to hear. So as you know, we leave to the celestial planes. I think we'll see the UFO in just a little bit as it zooms by. As Karao watches it zoom by. There we go. UFO zooming by. Chibi says goodbye to Kuni, I guess, because Kuni, he's way down here actually. Still starting off his journey. And remember that narrator from the beginning of the game? That narrator was Kuni of the future. Because that was the beginning of Mutt and Kuni's adventure. Just the beginning, though. Because obviously there's more tales to the story of Kuni. This was just a story of his days as a youth. Obviously he has more stories as an adult. But those are apparently for another day. Another tale entirely. Another game entirely. Now whether or not the game will ever come out, that's another story. At the time of this recording, in case we're in a future right now that in case you the person watching right now is in a future where an Okami 2 or Okami 3 or whatever they're gonna name it exists. At the time of this recording, it did not exist. It was not announced at all. In fact, Okami HD was just announced recently, so they're working on that instead. Still, the fact that they're making an HD remake, I guess, bodes well for the series. I mean, it's better than nothing, at least. It's better than them banning it entirely. And you know, if the Wii U coming out soon, it's the perfect system for Okami, that's for sure. Perfect freaking system. HD graphics, you know, an actual touchpad to use it for drawing instead of motion controls. Can't get much better than that. But that's it, guys. This is the end to Okami. Well, okay, not quite. There's gonna Okami Den, but not quite. There's still some extra videos. I still need to go over all that lore I promised I would do. Plus, there's some extras we're gonna get for completing all that stuff, like I promised. You know, all the masterpieces and enemies and antiques. You do get rewards for all that stuff, and we get a little scene here where we go through all 7 of our partners, including Isun and Ishaku. So obviously Isun goes first. We had Kuni next. We have Nanami here, struggling to go anywhere on land because she's a fish. And Kuni's just like, hey, how's it going? I'm going to pet your head like a dog. Okay, then. But, yeah, that's the end of the game, guys. The end of this LP. The main part, at least. We still have 1 or 2 extra videos in the closing video, obviously. But those will wrap up soon enough, and we'll be on to the next game. And Kuni's apparently happily dancing around. I like this credits theme. It's a nice mixture of, it's a nice medley of all the themes of Okami. So, Okami Den, whatever, you know what I mean. And then, of course, we get kind of a nice little symbolic moment where they sort of have Nanami jump on Kuni, and, you know, Chibi goes off on his own because, you know, Kuni and Nanami are left behind at the end of the part. But don't worry, they'll be back in the credits soon enough. In the meantime, Chibi journeys alone to go visit Kagura, who is dancing and doing her Miko stuff. So, yay, Miko! But, and you can see how this is how the credits go. So, yeah, guys, that's the LP, like I said. Now, I guess this is more of a niche LP. I noticed that, well, I mean, it's a kind of a niche game. Not a lot of many people know it, so, obviously it wasn't followed as heavily as some of my other projects, but I still personally enjoyed it. I mean, I will definitely say the early game is pretty weak. Like, the early plot is really scattered. I mean, it all does somewhat come together at the end. Not everything, though, unfortunately. It's never good to leave plot holes if you don't intend to continue the plot, so, there's always that, too. But, you know, it ends on a very high note. You know, lots of really emotional ending, a really epic ending, and that's good. I mean, it's just that you have to get through all the crap first, you know, all the boring plots and all the kind of stuff. And obviously, you know, compared to Okami, this game doesn't hold up. I mean, so many things are watered down. You know, obviously not as many brush skills, not as many areas nearly. You know, just a lot of things obviously missing. You know, the whole sensei mechanic, the number of weapons, the ability, you know, the whole peeing on your enemies thing. I mean, that was in the first game, it wasn't in this game. So, Manpuku, you silly face. We give him some meat like we did before. It's kind of funny. But obviously, I mean, for its own right, it is a DS game compared to a PS2/Wii game. So, I mean, with that being said, this game still does a pretty good job, and obviously it shows that the touchscreen controls are miles better than the motion controls of the Wii version, at least in my opinion. The motion controls definitely held Okami back, that's for sure. So, hey, if they can combine the epicness of Okami with the controls of Okamiden, could be a really awesome game. Like I said, Wii U, perfect system, do it. We'll see if they do someday, though. Who knows? But, yeah, guys, this was the project. I still enjoyed it. You know, despite its flaws, Okamiden's a really fun game. I finally got through with it, though. Long game. Well, I guess not. I mean, it's longer than most of my projects, but, it's not as long. I mean, it's not the longest project I've had. Obviously, some of the projects I'm doing right now are going to take even longer, so, I guess I can't really say. Here's all the companies that worked on it, just a hodgepodge of companies, I suppose. But, and then Chibi gonna be doing his little dance, because he's happy, because we beat the game. Oh man, oh man, oh man. So like I said, guys, extra videos, I'll sort of detail what they're going to be about in just a second, because we're actually going to see what they're going to be about in just a second. Now, what's going to happen when you end the game? Well, first of all, you get this little, image of all the major characters. Sort of zoom in so you can see it better. Nice image, I guess. Nice little ending image of all the people in the game. And then we get our final rank. So, deaths, nope. Enemies defeated, a lot of them actually. We've got about 600,000 yen total, almost 600,000 yen. Lots of praise orbs, obviously. I think that's probably the max you can get, or close to the max. And we got a lot of pink, a lot of good rankings there. And thus, thanks to this, our overall rank will be a perfect, or as close to perfect as you can get. So, go us, I guess, guys. Go us. But here we go. Here's what we're going to be doing in the first extra video. Or I'm not sure if there's going to be one or two extra videos. We're going to see. But we get a lot of these spells. Now, what these spells are going to do, they're going to be able to change. There's going to be a lot of different things you can do in New Game Plus. For starters, you can change his look using these spells. We also get an additional weapon to use, which is going to be broken as all hell. You do have to choose you do have to save again in order to start a new game. So we've officially started the New Game Plus now with this save file. It overwrites our old save file, unfortunately, which is stupid. I wish you could make like a new save file on a different file, but unfortunately you can't do that. So we'll explore what all those things are in the next episode, guys. Thanks for watching this LP. Hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for the extras. This is Lucky70X, signing out. Stay tuned to see what that's all about. Bye-bye.